Hammer time.
7:45, we're back. It's hammer time. Who dare take on Thor Ragnarok at the box office, Thor?
Don't even try it, okay?
No.
It's going to be number one.
That's your movie.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we're talking Kenneth Branagh in Murder on the Orient Express. He also directs this film, and it's based, of course, on the celebrated crime novel from Agatha Christie. And a murder occurs on board a train, the famed Orient Express, and renowned detective Hercule Poirot is on board. He's looking to retire soon, but he's faced with, well, at least one more case. Let's take a look.
A passenger has died on the train. He was murdered.
Good God. Murder here?
Alas, madame.
God rest his soul.
As we are snowbound, I have elected to take the case and find for my friend Monsieur Book the criminal.
And why you?
My name is Hercule Poirot, and I am probably the greatest detective in the world.
Pretty much sums it up.
Hey, Thor, you had me at Hercule. Let's talk about the various versions of this movie, this idea. What does this movie do differently?
Well, we all love a good train pun, right? Here's a couple of them. This cinematic journey runs out of steam soon after leaving the station and quickly derails.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, he brings a handsome production to the big screen with this one. As you can see there, it's quite lavish. They've got the period detail nailed, and there's a lot of scope and scale to it. He used a couple of these 65mm cameras that Christopher Nolan used on Dunkirk, which Kenneth Branagh also starred in. So it looks great. However, in execution, there are a lot of problems with this movie, I have to say. But the one bright spot, Branagh is sensational in the role as Poirot, and I would enjoy seeing him as this character again, perhaps in another movie. That's also the issue. There's just way too much screen time with him talking to the camera or elaborating about the details of the clues and the different suspects. There's not enough room for the rest of this very talented ensemble cast to get a word in edgewise.
Well, see, that was the point I was thinking. Anytime you have this much talent for your supporting cast, how do they collaborate? Is it Branagh that just stands out, or is it just a miss?
Well, it's a who's who when you see the cast. I mean, Daisy Ridley, Michelle Pfeiffer, Johnny Depp, Willem Dafoe. They're all in it, but they rush the introductions of these characters so much, you don't really get a sense of who they are. And a couple of them, they only get a handful of scenes or a couple of lines of dialogue. Johnny Depp was a standout, actually. I thought he was good. Michelle Pfeiffer was quite effective. But the rest of them are forgettable because they just don't have enough to do. And I don't know if that was a decision on the part of Branagh to really put himself that much into the movie. I really have to wonder if this movie would have been better served with a different director. When it comes to the pacing, it's very stilted. It is, I mean, I dare say it's downright boring. And a crime drama and a good classic detective story should never be that. So it's supposed to be that classic whodunit, but by the end, I didn't care. And that is a big problem. There's also some CGI that is a little bit ineffective as well when it comes to the scenes of the scenery sliding by with the train and things like that. So I respect Kenneth Branagh tremendously. I wouldn't presume to tell him how to do his job, but this movie just didn't work for me.
So let's go through the formality here. We've heard the review.
Yeah.
How many hammers?
This is a rare misfire and going 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. Well, that's generous given the review we just heard, but there you go. Thor has spoken.
All right.